Yo guys, this is the Phantom Armor coming to you guys with a new deck profile. I know like the only deck I ever do on here is Geargia because I love Geargia. It's like my favorite deck. I'd play this over Ritual Beast any day. But anyways, so I just wanted to get a little bit this is like new format stuff. New format it's for the new format list, yeah. I think this deck is like pretty good with the amount of cards we're playing in here that try to outplay what is it called, Magic Specters. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna play this deck, or well, me and my friend, we built this deck off of a lot of theory. Well, I built it. He's having his own build, but anyway, it's just mainly made to combat Magic Specters. He's gonna play a lot more Floodgates, and I went with more kind of just generic power traps. But like anyways, like I don't know. I might play this for the MST Open Series tournament. If you don't know what that is, just it's a tournament in Vancouver, BC. Go if you live near here. Like I definitely very well recommend you. It's cash prizes. Stronghold is the name of the store. I don't know exactly where it's located, but if I'm going, this is probably what I'm going to be playing. So yeah, go to MSTTV for like all the details if you want to see that. So like this is probably what I'm going to be playing. This is also a pretty good budget deck for this format. So if you want to play this, I put everything to lowest rarity. So we play double Trap Tricks Mermello. This card's really good. I didn't want to play 3 just because I felt that 3 is just one too many, and I wanted more armor than this. Like you have enough traps to play without drawing this, and the mentality that this card's both a monster and a trap kind of just fades away now because of the fact that we can play a lot more monsters. Like we play 16 monsters in this, or yeah, 16 monsters in this deck. So this card is like not as important, but still very strong. Oh, oops, Nodin just flew out of nowhere, but still pretty strong because it gets us to our power traps. Then we play our 3 armor. Pretty good. Love it. Triple Arsenal. Triple Accelerator. So let me just kind of just move those out of the way. So like 3 of each. And then for the new format, I am playing triple MK2 and 1 Geargia. I don't want to play MK3 because I felt that that card does nothing by itself, and these are just all really much better than MK3. So that's what my mentality was behind it. I don't know. I like this ratio much better. So yeah. Plus this card generates a lot of OTKs, so that's why this card's okay. It's cool. So yeah, that's like and we just have like one more monster past all this stuff, and then we play just the 1 Thunder King because this card's extremely good against what's it called, Magic Specters, because the only way they can get around this is by summoning either summoning one of their Magic Specters and then using the spell thing, what is it called, Cyclone, I think, that pops your monster, or pendulum summoning out the 2K dude to try to run this over. And if they only pendulum summon 1, you can negate it with Ryo, which is pretty good too. So moving on to so it's 16 monsters. Moving on to the spells, we play double instant fusion because this card's really good. So yeah, I don't know if I'd ever play 3, just because Soul Charge is still a card. But I don't know. I might just cut Soul Charge for a 3rd instant fusion. And then last card is just 1 MST. I didn't have one play anything else besides this MST, so MST. Plus Raigeki and Dark Hole and stuff like that's kind of stale, or not very good this format, just because Cosmos, all their big stuff is all floaters, and all their small stuff can float it, special summon their big stuff. And then against Magic Specters, it's just absolute garbage. I think Geki's definitely not going to be very good this next format. Moving on to the traps, so it's 4 spells, so which means 20 traps, the way I like it. We're playing triple Geargia Gear. Such a good card. So glad this card's going back to 3. Really good. super good to just go on your opponent's end phase, just have this card. And it makes your going first much, much better. So that's why I like this card. For some main deck Magic Spectre hate, we have 1 Horn of Heaven and 2 Dark Fall. It's called Dark Trap Hole, but its actually real name is Dark Fall, so you can't search this with the Marmello. But anyway, so I don't know if I want to play just 3 of these, or I still want to keep these in, but these are really good. If you don't know what it does, I'm going to put it up to the camera. So it reads, activate only when your opponent... Activate only when your opponent special summons 2 or more monsters face up. Send all those monsters to the graveyard. Then send all monsters from your opponent's hand and deck to the graveyard with the same name as either of those monsters. So this card's already busted because it doesn't state anything about destroying. It says sent to grave, so it will send everything to the graveyard. So the monsters they pendulum summon. Of course, the pendulum monsters will still get their effect, but this card's still strong because it doesn't destroy, doesn't target, doesn't do anything. So it's really good against Magic Spectres. And then I'm probably gonna, if I can get more Grand Horn of Heavens, I'm gonna definitely, or I'm just gonna call it Grand. If I can definitely, or Horn, if I can definitely get more horns, I'll probably play them. But I don't know. Neither of these 3 are really good against Magic Spectres, so I don't know, because Magic Spectres, all of them are inherent. So, or they activate by another card's effect, so you can't exactly stop them with this, which kind of sucks. But I don't know. It's still a good card, nonetheless. Moving on, we're playing 3 Phoenix Chains. I still think like this card's pretty powerful, regardless of sucking against Magic Spectres. But realistically, every card sucks against Magic Spectres. That deck breaks game mechanics. But anyways, triple Phoenix Chains good against almost every deck besides Magic Spectres. And then I'm playing double Marmello. This card's good. I like it. It's just such a blowout a lot of the time. Once again, not good against Magic Spectres, and it's okay against Cosmos. There's nothing better to play against Cosmos. Like, I guess you could play Deep Prison, but at that point you're probably dying if you're doing that, so yeah. Moving on, we're playing Double Mind Crush. I feel like Double Mind Crush is pretty good, considering against Cosmo with their Farm Girl searches. If your opponent Farm Girls, then banishes to activate effect, you can chain Mind Crush, calling the card that they searched off of Farm Girl. If it's like Forerunner or Dark Destroyer, you can call it. It will go to grave, and your opponent now has to summon anything in their hand. And you get of course you get to see what they have in hand, and also you don't have to waste cards like Mirror Force or Fiendish Chain on that. So that's much stronger card. I might just play 3 if I can get a 3rd. And these are not that hard to find. It's kind of more like a hidden gem, but I feel like this card's really powerful. It's just good. And then moving on to the one called the Haunted. I wanted to play more, but like I don't know. This is all that there was room for. So just one is working out, I guess. 1 Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare, 1 Time Space, and 1 Bottomless. I just wanted this because it was good against Rogue. And like these 2 are not that like good against Rogue except for Yosenju, and the only one good against Yosenju out of these 3 is this, but I'm not really worried about Yosenju. But like anyways, I might eventually change to 2 Time Space, 1 Bottomless, but right now I think this is working. So yeah, I just wanted more options over everything. And then last cards is 1 Torrential, 1 Solemn, and finally 1 Bad Base. So that's like the entire main deck. 20 traps, 4 spells, and 16 monsters. So moving on to the extra deck. The extra deck's like just generic rank 4s and a couple rank 3s. And of course, Double Nodin. I think Double Nodin's pretty good. It's pretty strong. It opened a lot of plays up. And Nodin, right? Like, why wouldn't you want to play it? And then 1 Panzer Dragon, just in case your opponent maxes you, or they're bad and they just max you when you activate Instant Fusion, so you can just summon Panzer Dragon. Like, realistically, they should be maxing you when you summon Nodin, and then you activate effective Nodin, because at this point your opponent is, well, you're now, like, forced to go off. So that's like the way you should be activating Maxi against Norden or Instant Fusion, rather than when they activate Instant Fusion. Because if you activate Instant Fusion against your opponent's or when you activate Maxi against your opponent's Instant Fusion, your opponent's just gonna summon Norden and pass unless they absolutely have to, which is not very an option anymore because Exciton's banned. So like, unless your opponent absolutely like has to, they will not. They will probably not do that or extend over Maxi. But if you, however, if you activate it when your opponent summons Norden, they don't have to the answer to go like they don't have the option to go for Panzer Dragon instead, and they have to go for this. Or when they go for this and activate effect, you just chain Maxi here, and if your opponent goes off, they give you a +1 off of Maxi, and already you have +1, and also your opponent definitely did make a rank 4 at this point, but your opponent doesn't have the option to go to Panzer Dragon, and Panzer Dragon is actually a really like strong instant fusion subs. Like it's a good card to go if you're good Maxi'd. So that's why I feel like that's how you should be playing Maxi. I know that was kind of a rant. Anyways, 1 Zen mains, 1 mech equipped. These two are good. I wanted more defensive than offensive than it, like, so these worked. This is supposed to be the soul of the silver stone, the thing that takes 2 level 3s, and then you can lock down back row, and then you can also, if it kills something, you get a dude back from grave and earth the dude. So I feel like that card's really good. It just gives you a lot of advantage. But right now I don't have that, so it's Nightmare Shark. Even though I think this card sucks. But moving on, we play 1 Rhapsody. It's good. I love this card. It's also a cool Towers out. Well, it doesn't really matter anymore because Towers is banned, but it's there. And then 1 Dweller. I was playing 2, and then I put this down to 1. I think it's working okay. I don't know. You only make 2 against like BA and Shadalls, mainly Shadalls, right? Because a lot of the time when you can't just like overextend into plays in rank 4s, so you just make Dweller instead, and I think Dweller's like best card to make against Shadalls. So I don't know. Otherwise, I feel like that's why you should be playing double Dweller. But now that the deck is dead, there's really no point. You could still play double Dweller against BA, but against BA, the thing is like the problem is with like the stuff they have left in BA, you making like, I don't know, it's just they can run over this very easily if they use Dante. That is of course a huge minus, but I forgot what I was gonna say. There was something I was gonna say about BA. But against BA, you're already playing a lot of good cards for BA, like Time Space, Trap 6 Trapple Nightmare is really good. And also they play, or not, it's okay. It's not that great, but Solemn's decent. Grand Horn of Heaven's decent, and like Thunder King's pretty good, and Instant Fusion gets you Dweller. So the thing is like, even though, and now they play Traveler too, so you summoning Abyss Dweller and trying to blow them out is like just not good at all. So because then they could just Traveler back, which is like it's not the extremely optimal. Because if they Traveler back 5 monsters off of like a Dante with 2 material, and like two Dantes with 1 material, and like a floating Virgil or something, if they bring back 5, you're even more screwed than you were before. So it doesn't even matter. They've actually gained advantage off of you doing that. So I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna play Traveler through this next format, but 1 Abyss Dweller I think is only the necessary amount. 1 Castle. I'm considering putting in a second one of this just because I feel like this card's really good. Also, it can spin Cosmo Town, which is like Ben Levert's thing he says every time. So, yeah, I don't know. It can also like, it's not that great against like Sinstajals. It's like, it's not super optimal, but it's still a good card. And I definitely, there's no point in cutting this. 1 Diamond Dire is to hit back row. And also, it's not bad to just summon Diamond Dire. If your opponent has 1 set, 1 back row, or 1 monster, 1 back row, just summon Diamond Dire, or multiple back row for that. Like optimal situation, I did this. I used to do this a lot. So in back row format, what was this format? It was, I believe in I'm trying to think here. And I don't know, but it was I don't know, but I used to do this against Blackwings because it was like a pretty bad matchup. So I just get 2 Geargia monsters, like to bait out. I did this actually. I did this last week against Blackman. So I get 2 Geargia monsters, hope they Icarus, and if they didn't Icarus, I just make this and attack into one of their monsters, and then if they mirror forced it, like that was fine. If I beat over it, they couldn't Icarus, and then I could also pop the Icarus, which was pretty good. And if they just destroyed the 2 monsters that I used to make it, that I would have used to make this, then like if they destroyed the 2 monsters I would have used to make this, then what is it? Then at that point, like then I could just settle my back row, which was even better. So yeah, that's why like that plays really strong. What honor arc? This card's really good. I love it. Still love my ulti first hit. Almost traded it, but had to keep it. 1 Dark Rebellion. This card's really good. I like it. Unicorn is not that much of a problem, but I still wanted this card just for like game shots and getting over bigger cards. Because this deck does have struggles getting over big monsters. And finally, we're playing triple of that Gear Gigant. You don't make 3 all the time, but it's still there. I like cards. I guess this is like the extra deck. I don't know. There's nothing really that special about it. Moving into the side deck. Just like what I'm testing out right now. 1 Cycle Reader, just in case I play against Teller Knights. It's there. Double Majesty's Fiend. It's good, I guess. For some, I guess you guys saw. For some like weirder side cards, I'm citing like triple Greatel Alligator and double Greatel Impact. So I'd side this in against almost everything that isn't BA or Magispectors. Because Magispectors, these cards just suck. Like absolutely awful. But anyways, the reason I'm playing triple Alligators because you can impact it and get effect. And the reason you don't want to side this in against BA, or these 5 cards against BA, is because if you like, you're gonna be siding in Soul Drain, so you don't want to have these cards in. So like because it's not gonna work. But I don't know. I think these cards are like really good. I'm a massive optimist of this. I think these cards are amazing. I definitely would think about putting in 1 Eagle. The one that gets destroyed by card effects, because you can play a lot of mind games with your opponent. If you have Eagle, you can set armor, and your opponent won't pop the armor thinking it's Eagle, or they'll pop the Eagle thinking it's armor, because realistically your opponent's gonna try to do whatever they can to pop your armor, so you won't get a search. But like, but if they like pop your alligator with like a monster, then like that kind of sucks, and nobody's gonna be playing Raigeki anymore. I think at least. So there's no point in like I don't know, in like setting this hoping your opponent Raigekis it, because nobody's gonna really play that next format. I don't know. They might, but I don't really see it happening. I don't know. And crashing this isn't always super optimal, so next we play Double Dark Hole for like whatever you can put this in against. Rogue is pretty good. I don't have a Geki, so Double Dark Hole works. Double Space, also really good. I like this card. And like it's good against what's the name of that deck? Magispectors. I need more good cards against Magispectors, like just good MSTs, like maybe Fairy one. Just gonna might try that out. And this deck can't exactly play Royal Decree, so I don't know about that either. But then we play Double Breakthrough Skill. This is mainly for well, it's kind of for like most Rogue. I wanted Rogue sides because the main deck's practically all for Magispectors, and then 1 Soul Drain for random graveyard abusive decks. But yeah, anyways, this has been the deck profile. It's almost 20 minutes. Sorry about that, guys. But like, this is the deck profile. This is what I'm going to be playing for most of next format, until Monarch come out realistically. I absolutely love this deck. This is like my favorite deck of all time, realistically. Like, I love this deck more than I love Infernities. But yeah, anyways, thank you everybody for watching, and this is the Phantom Armor signing off.